Let's begin the video with all about me. All about me. Where's my hat? Should have a hat on when I'm doing this, since it's all about me. Okay, now, all about me. How about you? I've got, how many people have come to watch the show? Oh, you showed up. How you doing? Okay, I know I'm being judged. Okay, first of all, I'm redesigning my floor. Right over there, see all that red? It might maybe not look good to you, and it might look good to you, but at the same time, it don't look good to me. Because if you follow what's on the floor, you'll see paw prints tracking around the house. Red, black, yellow, yellow into black, black. So now I gotta go ahead and put a fence around all these colors. So, you know, because when I feel it and I want to go and do the work, I have to be here and here because I'm adding the design, and then the cat shows up. God. So I want to talk about numbers right now and colors. And it's just so exciting. I wish Jean-Francois Huck was here to watch. You know what I'm saying? Jean, come and show up. Where's Mike Hartman? I fear you would show up today to see the numbers. It would be like so exciting. It's a science, you know. I can sell it in the medical lab. You know, when the gold is such a crazy color. Things are so crazy. The tree was outside. I put a marking on one of the leaves with a bow. And when I came back 4 months later to take a look if the leaf was still there, it was. Or at least I think it was. But the color changed. How did green turn to red or to yellow? Green went to red and to yellow? Oh my God. Now I'm starting to scratch my head. The process. So in here we're just going to talk about numbers. If you're 6'5", you're 77 inches. Christ is 77, his number in numeric value. Now, why I'm mentioning this is because there's more to this than just this. You see, and I didn't prepare here. I'm going to prepare right now. And it comes right here. Right? It comes right here. Here's 6, and here's 5. But when they show up, I have 44 that can show up. I can have 64 that show up. I can have 43 that show up. I can have 41 that show up. And back to 44 again. I don't have to show you this side. That 33 showed up, right? Because all I have to do is turn one time on the 4. Still have 6 and 5. And 54 shows up. And then after 54 shows up, 51 shows up. So on 54, I now entered into the foxhole of the sun. Through the foxhole in the sun, on the other side, I came out in Mars. Through coming out in Mars, I now get electric company, and now 1111 creation. We make 1111 creation, we have to check out that we get alpha beta. From creation, we had alpha beta. What was on the opposite side? Alpha beta, alpha beta, alpha beta, alpha beta. Creation of the Christ. 5'6" is 66. The word for 66 is woman. 66. It's also understood that in woman and 66 has been replaced by interstate 80. So now we know we're going E and W in the spirit of 55, because in the alphabet, both E and W come back to creation. Why? The 23rd letter, 2 and 3 is 5. If you would say 2 minus 3 is 1, same thing, because 1 is the center of 4, creating what is 5. 1 in the center of 4, creating which is 5, equaling to the sun and your DNA. Electric company, because inside 5 is 3. Everything that can be talked about numerically and the mathematics that come along because of the star system when you're on line, see the lines I'm drawing on, or you're in between the line. When you're in between the line, you're automatically saying stop. Now, why am I automatically saying stop? Because of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stop. But they can't design it that way unless you redesign it to pick up this shape here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's all about, I'm putting more designs together on the floor, okay, about how designs, and I need to vent. I need to see my face right now and to vent, and because I'm so excited. I see all these numbers, and sometimes I just think to myself, I can't put them together. I need to tell you a story that's concrete, but I don't want to be buried in it. We want concrete all our life, and when you do something bad, concrete is delivered, and you are delivered within the concrete. They throw you to the bottom of the lake. It's funny to throw somebody to the bottom of the lake. Anyways, let's go on. Gold, yellow, gold, something that's pliable. Silver. So let's get down to some more numbers. Okay, 33 is the word mass. 13 and 1 is 14 and 19 is 33 mass. So now at 33, what do you get? 51 Mars. You turn 51 Mars, 25 Earth. 6 and 5, creation. Creation of 1. 6 times 5, 30. 6 plus 5, 11. DNA, 14. You turn it one more time, you get 55, you get freedom. Electric company, 5 times 5, 25 Earth. 5 plus 5, 10. The connecting. The connecting of what? Well, now that you've had this, we now have to see how we can divide everything up and connect. So when we do this and this, and then we cross over, we automatically pick up a crossover here. We automatically put a crossover here. We already have, we're on line here. We didn't even need the real crossover because we already have that dot here. We cross over here and we cross over here. Now we can make all the connections. So how many extra connections did we make in the crossover? We made one here, one here, one here, one here. We made another 4. And we can now connect them within. The crossover and designs through math. At the same time, we came out in the plus sign. Plus, multiplied, plus. So when we start with this design over here, we're going to start to get the larger of the octagon. So we had 8 here, and we have 4 here. But at the same time, while we get the 8 and the 4, okay, there's no in between to draw anymore. So now we want to get more coordinates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We now get 5 more dots plus the 8 dots equals to the 13 dots and the 4 that surround it plus 4 equals to, we're going to stand on 17. We can't get anything out here because then we're adding something to the stop. The extremity of stop, and the 4 areas that we're not going to get are the 4 that are here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you would end up with 17 plus 4 equals to 21. But now if we ended up, where's my area? Doing this to each corner, we would end up with another 4 equaling to 25, and now we would have Earth. Okay, I put this video on hold, okay, and I'm going to start with the video again. Where's my coffee? Where's my coffee? Just hang on. Hang on. Got the cat. I've got the cat. This is crazy. What are you doing, cat? This is my cat in the soapy water. Here's one cat up there. Hey, buddy. And one cat over there drinking the soapy water. He'll probably spill it over. Are you going to spill it over? Is that the entertainment? Okay. Let's get back onto these numbers, okay? Now, number 84 is the word Pluto. Now, we can go on for days talking about this. If you notice, 8 and 4 is 12, 1 and 2. 8 and 4 is 12, 1 and 2. 8 and 4 is 12. So now we have 3 and 3. So we now have mass. We have 7 and 3. Each one of these calculations is going to have a different story. 7 and 12, 7 and 14. This is 1/2. This is 1/4. This is 1/2. This is 1/4. This is 1/2. 2 times 4, 8. 1/2. 1 times 2. 4 takes 4 times to get here. 1/4. Representing the sun. You can now we have to take these into different contexts. We have to see where they can be used. Now, are you asking yourself, that's impossible. How can they have ever created that? Have you ever seen a machine, how it works? How you can backtrack and say to yourself, let me just look at myself and talk. Have you ever backtracked and said, they could have never figured out all those things to make this do that? I said, yes. They could have, because they did. I can tell you tomorrow, minute by minute, what happened today. Because to create a machine, you create a blueprint. And it's just like many people say, well, how do you win in roulette? Because you make those roulette videos. There's nothing to do with winning in roulette. It has to do with all the possibilities that can happen up to a certain point where time is now an intervention. When I mean time is an intervention, if you would say, well, why can't they roll number 19 600 times? Because at a period of 24 hours, you can't do it. How many rolls can happen in a 24-hour day? It would be one of the questions. Number 2, we want to divide that up to understand the possibilities. 36 or 38. And you have to understand all these terms. Then you have to understand how things work. Do things work in quarters and halves and wholes? The totality is whole. The reality is between every 90 is only 6 hours in the day. So that's a maximum of 6. What's the halfway point? The halfway point of 6 is 3 hours. How much time in between the left of the 3 hours and the right of the 3 hours is there? And it's 90 minutes. 90 minutes left to 90 minutes right to 90 minutes from right to go back to the other 90-degree angle, and to 90 degrees from left to go back to the 90-degree angle. And what would that calculation be? Well, it's 666 and 234 equals to 90 degrees. So anyways, let's get back on with this mathematical piece over here that I'm working on. And it's just numbers, because I haven't done any of this in advance. I'm just looking at it now. 1 and 2, the reverse of 1 and 2 is 6 and 5. Here's 5, and here's 6, and it's 1 and 2. So it's not me, it's the 6-sided dice that tells me everything. 6 sides with a meeting at 4 corners 8 times, 6 and 8. In this corner we meet 1, 5, and 4. We meet Mars, we meet the Sun. In this corner we meet 4, 5, and 6. We meet the Christ, we meet the passing area. Why the passing? Because 4, 5, and 6 are in a row. Just like if you'd say 2, 5, and 8. Okay? 2, 5, and 8 can actually be looked at as 1 and 2. The minute you have 1 and 2, you have 8 and 7. Right? Here you have 8, 7, and 5. Instead of counting what you see, count what you do not see. And the possibility of every side if you calculate all these dots. Right? And the only way to get a dot here and a dot here is to turn this dice. Now you have the dot here. And the only way to get the dot here and here is to turn this dice again. So 6 and 8 are together. Now if you want to get 5, you have 5 and 4. Or you have 4 and 5. The star is inside of 5. If I would have to design to connect these dots, I would have the star, right? To connect them. I can go straight. Yeah, I can go straight. I can go straight, right? But it's actually around because it's showing me around. I have to go around. So by me going around, I automatically create a greater circle. So by creating a greater circle, I create a diamond that stays in the center, showing me it's, when I complete the circles, I now get 88. 88, 88, 88. Or I get blanks. Because of the diamond in the center, I get 808. Now you're looking at the bicycle card. So it all depends what you can do with these items. Now I'm taking this on and I'm taking this long. 4 plus 42, 46. 28 plus 3, 31. 21 and 4, 25. 14 and 6, 20. Communication. 7 and 4 is 19, 103. Mercury. 6 and 2 is 8. 3 and 1 is 4. 4 and 3 is 7. 6 and 5 is 11. 7 and 3 is 10. So we're doing 31, 41, 19, 7, and 20. Now there's many other calculations we can do this way. This one is the AC-DC spirit contact. It's also the cube. This one is DNA creation in the sun, 6 and 5 from alpha beta. This one and this one fit inside of each other. In fact, this one, and this one all fit inside of each other. Why? Because 3 times 1 is 4. 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 and 4. 3 and 4 created 12 and 7. 3 and 1 created 3 and 1. So they're all in formation from each other. 2 and 6, you have to understand that where 2 is, okay, where 2 is also 7. Where 6 is, 6 automatically brings with the 1, 6 is also 7. But where 6 is, there's a 3 void, 3 in creation, the passage. But anyways, this is what happens to 84. Now, do I minus it? Do I add it? I like to minus it in this situation just because it'll give me, this one over here will tell me the church. This one over here will tell me 53 electric company. This one over here will give me 39 and this will tell me Saturn, Saturn skies. This one will be 64. I always get mixed up with 64. I like to use it as the barnyard doors. And again, the coming of the passage of Christ right over here. X and X. Because of what? 6 times 4, 24. 24th letter is X. 6 plus 4 is 10. Both Roman numerals. At the same time, we have to remember creation comes in at 3. This one over here ends up to be 19. We get the spirit coming in at the gateway. 7 and 12. 7 and 12. The number to the spirit. S-P-I-R-I-T. 91. 7 times 13 equals to 91. Now, the number I'm working on was 84, but the reality and totality that I also wanted to work on was 52 at the same time. Remember, 52, 61, 43 are all the opposites. 61 or 16, 52, right, or 43. And what's funny about that is that 1 value in letter to numbers is 34. 6 in value to numbers is 52. 34, 52, 61. Now, you don't tell me that's a coincidence. So we're going to leave this right now. And I like to always work off of 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4 is a vibration. Okay, the 432 vibration. Now, there's another thing with 2, 3, and 4, because in the 10-10 world, 4 and 6, 10. 7 and 3, 10. 8 and 2, cycle of the moon, 10. Now, and when you're looking at the gateway, which is these cubes, right, the 2 is now opposite of the 5. So you get 2 and 5. Your 3 would be opposite of the 4, and your 4 would be opposite of the 3. Your earth to your DC spirit gateway. 6 and 5 is now opposite to 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is what creates 3. 7 and 12, 1 and 2 is 3 again. So if you're looking through this whole thing, everything is created from 1 and 2, because the only workplace that 1 shows up is inside of 2, which is inside of 5. The 1 is the opposite, or the passage, of 6, because in reflection, only 6 and 1 is the only one that will create the 7. If this was made of glass and you put the light right through, you'd have 7 blockages, showing me 2 openings. The 2 openings will create the letters I and H. The passage will create the letters N and Z, and you have Heinz 57 numeric value, Raphael 7286, and a constellation of Pegasus. It's been long enough. Thank you for watching this video.